Hi, this is Curtis Hawks, Executive Vice President and Director of Life Sales with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And for today's presentation, we're going to be going through what I think is a huge opportunity in the marketplace today, which is single premium life insurance. A lot of advisors work with this product line, but I really don't think for most people, they've really tapped the market as far as where you can use this product and how you can really show your clients how to generate better leverage, yield, and to get their assets into a more tax advantage position. And so before getting into everything, I want to go through and talk a little bit about what that opportunity really looks like. So uh, if you look at the baby boomer marketplace, there is almost $68 trillion that's going to be transferring here over the next 10, 15 years. Those are astronomical numbers. And the reality when you look at that is that's money that's not going to get spent down in retirement. And so when we talk about wealth transfer, one of the things that we've really got to talk about is not just the transfer of wealth, but how do we efficiently do that, but also put people in a position where they have options while they're alive. And so that's where single premium life insurance really comes into play. Is it's a very effective wealth transfer tool, and at the same time, it can help address common things that are going to happen to people over the course of their lifetime. When you talk about an LTC scenario, or you talk about um, things always have a way of changing. So they put funds into a vehicle, but maybe we get 5 or 10 years down the road and they change their mind and say they need to get their money back. Single premium life has answers for a lot of those items. So today we're going to be going through kind of a high level overview of the different features that go along with single premium life insurance. And we'll spend a little bit of time talking about how you can position this and what types of prospects are potentials for this particular product. And, again, in watching this video, if you've got questions, what I would encourage you to do is reach out, talk to a life sales director here over here at IMES. They're very knowledgeable on not just single premium life, but all types of life insurance. And they can work with you on how to position it, how to prospect for it, and also work with you, on the submission to commission process as well. So first off, for advisors that sell annuities, we're all used to going through suitability and product training, right? Single premium life insurance, for the most part, is not going to have any product training associated with it, with the exception of a couple of products that we have that are a hybrid annuity life insurance product. But for the most part, you're not going to have any product training, and then you're not going to have a bunch of suitability forms as well. It's going to be a traditional life insurance application, but and actually an abbreviated life insurance application in the context that most of these products are going to be simplified issue. So it's less paperwork and it's a little bit easier to write the application. And there's not additional product training, generally speaking, with single premium life. Turnaround time on average is 1 week. And I'll talk about the underwriting process a little bit in further detail in a moment. But this is a really streamlined product. It really is designed to, at point of sale, you have a very good sense of whether they're going to get this product or not. And I think the great thing about that, especially if you haven't traditionally written single premium life insurance and you've predominantly focused on annuities, if you think SPL might be a solution for this client, what that allows you to do is, in a very short period of time, figure out if they're going to qualify or not. And if not, well, then you pivot and you go right down that annuity path. Either way, it's a win-win, and you're exploring options for the client. So, return of premium. The majority of the products that we offer do have that available. What you'll find with the return of premium on these products is most carriers are going to allow return of premium starting in year 2, but we have companies that'll go down to literally day 1. You can get return of premium, and I think that's important when you're talking about this type of product. I think inherently people like the idea of, I'm going to have some money left over, I'm going to leave it to the next generation, but what if things don't go according to plan? What if I actually need that money? This addresses that common objection or that common concern that a lot of people might have, which is, hey, let's go ahead and use this product. It's going to very efficiently transfer wealth for you, but if things do change, you can go ahead and hit the eject button, get all of your funds back on a guaranteed basis. And so I think it helps temper that concern that some clients might have. Premium bonus. So we have several products that offer a premium bonus. That bonus can be anywhere from 5 to 20%. And again, you've got to remember the whole idea behind SPL is taking pennies and creating dollars. And one of the ways that the product does that is by offering a premium bonus, whether that's to the cash value or whether that's to increase and enhance the death benefit. But we've got a variety of options available. Again, this is something where if you've got a client in mind, I'd encourage you to reach out and talk to a life sales director. They're experts on all these products and they can go through what might make the most sense for your client based off of what their objectives are. Next is guaranteed interest rates. So when you look at where the funds come from, oftentimes it's from CDs, savings account, checking accounts, etc. And one of the things that's attractive with SPL is you can get double, triple, quadruple the rate of return in a single premium life contract as you would with a savings account or a CD. And so the ability to show them that, hey, look, this is on a guaranteed basis, we're going to outperform where your money's at. In addition to that, we also have a return of premium. That can be a very attractive thing. And that's not even getting into the death benefit as well as the living, chronic, and LTC benefits that are on a lot of these products as well. And so if you can show somebody how to move money from their left pocket into their right pocket and get better yield on those funds, again, that's a very attractive thing for a lot of people out there. Um, as I mentioned, these are pretty streamlined products. So what you're going to find is typically it's going to be a phone interview, and then the insurance company is going to pull the MIB, which is basically a database to show have they been declined or rated or what have you previously, and then they're going to pull a prescription drug check. So between answering no on the health questions and a clean MIB and a clean script check, you've got coverage. So most of the time, you're not going to have to do a physical exam. You're not going to have to get medical records. And one of the things that we have available for our advisors with the carriers is a little sheet that you can take out with you. So if you've got a carrier in mind that you want to write, it's going to have the knockout questions on there. So pretty much, if that client can answer no to all those questions, they're going to be able to get the coverage. Now, we do have available with some of the insurance companies. Let's say that they don't pass the accelerated underwriting. You can go into traditional underwriting if you want to, which is where we will get the physical exam, the APS, et cetera, so we can potentially still get coverage. But again, as I mentioned before, the process is really relatively quick with accelerated underwriting. So you know right up front, for the most part, are they going to be able to get this or not? And if they can't, then you can pivot and you can go down that annuity path. Free withdrawals. So we talked about return of premium, which we have a number of carriers and products that offer that. In addition to that, you have access to free withdrawals, and those range for anywhere from 5 to 10%. Most of the carriers that we have are going to be 10%. But again, it addresses that issue of what if things change? What if circumstances change and I need access to my funds in the future? You have that flexibility built into these contracts. And I think that's one of the core selling points of SPL is no matter what happens in life, you have a chronic illness, you pass away, you change your mind and want to get your money back, no matter which way you slice it, these policies will pay out funds one way or another. These products do have loan provisions. What's most common, what we see from a design standpoint, is utilizing the withdrawal. These policies, when you do the single premium dump in, it is a MEC, so there's not as big of a benefit to do a loan as there would be on a traditional flow premium type of a product. But they are available. It's just, most of the time what's going to make the most sense is doing a straight withdrawal and not having the loan interest accrue. Chronic and LTC benefits available. So most of the products that we offer are going to have some form of living benefit, whether it's a chronic illness rider or an LTC rider. And I split those up because they are two different things. If you're working in this market and you're not quite familiar with what the difference between those two is, or you're looking to get in this market, reach out and talk to a sales director because it does have an impact on how the benefits pay out, and then whether the benefits are tax-free, which generally speaking, the majority of the time they are tax-free, but in certain scenarios, they could be taxable. But in any case, give us a call and talk to us about it. We've got a lot of features and options available based off of what you're trying to accomplish. Issue ages are 0 to 85. And what I hope you take away from that is there's a large pool of people that you can write SPL on. And we're going to talk about some of the different reasons why somebody would look at single premium life insurance and why that might be a fit here shortly. But you've got a very big prospect pool out there that this product can work for. Tax deferred, cash accumulates on a compound basis, on a tax deferred basis as well. And so you get the benefit of that ratcheting up of the accumulation value. And as we mentioned earlier, benefits are tax free with chronic illness, LTC, as well as death benefit. Um, One of the other things I would mention to you as well is when you talk about comparing to a CD or a savings account, right? That account should grow every single year, but you're paying taxes on it every single year. Well, that accumulation value in the CD, I mean, that's essentially your death benefit and your accumulation value. And so the ability to reposition assets from that CD that's taxable every single year to an SPL product where the accumulation of the cash value grows on a tax deferred basis to where you don't pay any taxes until you take money out. And then secondly, you've taken those dollars and created even more dollars via the death benefit and have converted those into a tax-free benefit. There's a significant amount of leverage that you create just by showing the client how to move money from their left pocket to their right pocket. And as I think most people are aware, right now we're in a historically low tax rate environment, and more than likely, as we look forward over the next 3, 5, 10 years, we're going to see increases in taxes. And I think the conversation around taxes and where you have your funds positioned is going to be more and more important to have with these clients. Commissions. So we've talked a lot about the benefit to the clients, but you also get paid pretty good selling these products as well. We've got commissions that go up to 11%. And we'll get this question from time to time from advisors who say, well, how can they afford to pay a commission like that? Well, here's what you got to remember. If you're used to selling annuities, those insurance companies are making the assumption that they might have those funds for 10 years or less, oftentimes 7 to 8 years. And so they've got to price the product out accordingly from the caps, the fixed interest, as well as the commissions. With life insurance, the insurance company is pricing that out, assuming this policy is going to be enforced for the rest of the client's life. And so the fact that they have a longer time frame that they can invest the funds means that the caps are higher, the fixed interest rates are higher, and of course the commission rates are higher as well. So not only can you position something that can generate better leverage, yield, and tax advantages for the client than where their funds might be currently, but you get paid very well to do it as well. Minimum premium, that's going to vary. We can go down to 5,000 a premium. Most of the carriers are going to be around 10,000. So I think that's another big selling point on single premium life is that it doesn't have to be a big chunk of money to take advantage of this. There's leverage even in these small amounts that you can show your clients. As far as maximum premium, so the way single premium life works is they really go off of a net amount at risk. And basically what that means is they'll have a maximum difference between what you put in and what that death benefit is. So generally speaking, that could be 250 to 400,000, just kind of depends on the carrier. But the max death benefits are going to, generally speaking, be somewhere in the 750 to $1 million range. And again, I would encourage you, if you've got a good chunk of premium, call one of our life sales directors. They can chat with you about what might be the best fit and how they can position that. In fact, one of the strategies that we'll commonly incorporate is the stacking of multiple life insurance policies. And that accomplishes a couple of different things. One, spreads that money out between a couple of different insurance companies. But then secondly, all of these products have their different nuances. And so we might use one single premium life product where we know we're going to max out our leverage on the death benefit. And then we might use another single premium life product in tandem where we know it's going to max out our benefit for chronic or LTC benefits. And so the team's very well versed on this, and they can really design the right customized plan for that client. So make sure you give them a call. Going broke safely. This is a concept that on the life team we talk about a lot, and it goes hand in hand with SPL. I feel like this isn't as frequent of a conversation as it should be. I think oftentimes we're talking about a crash in the stock market or market volatility. I think an equally important conversation is being too conservative. And what you run into there is you end up going broke safely because the rate of return that you're earning is being outpaced by inflation. And so over time, your purchasing power reduces. And the problem with growing broke safely is that there's not a sudden thing that happens. When there's a stock market correction, boom, you see it in the news, the client is aware of it, all those types of things. Instead, with going broke slowly, that client sees that money in the account and they keep seeing it slowly grow and they think they're okay until at one point in time they realize, well, this isn't going to go a very long ways. And oftentimes when they realize it, it's when they're older in age and when they're at their most vulnerable. And so single premium life, I think, does a very effective job of addressing this issue, which impacts a lot of people. People are so risk averse that they would rather just have their money to where they feel like it's super, super safe and they don't have to worry about losing it, but they're going broke safely. And so single premium life gives that good balance of let's get you a better rate of return, but also on a guaranteed basis and a guaranteed death benefit and a guaranteed living benefit through the chronic illness. So who's a prospect for this? You've got a lot of different people that are prospects for single premium life insurance. And so I've got some ideas here up on the screen, but to drill down a little bit further on this, annuities. Almost 80% of the money in annuities is not going to get spent down completely. And so annuities are a great opportunity, whether it's taking free withdrawals, whether it's your RMDs, or again, as I mentioned, we have some hybrid products to where you can take that qualified account and convert it into a tax-free benefit. We've got a lot of different options for that, but annuities are a great source of funds for these types of contracts. As we've talked about throughout this presentation, savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs are all accounts where clients who are heavily invested in that are going broke slowly, whether they realize it or not. And so showing them how to move money from their left pocket to their right pocket and generating better leverage, yield, and getting the funds into a more tax advantaged position through the tax deferred growth in the cash value, as well as the tax free benefits with the death benefit and the living benefits can make a lot of sense. I know many advisors work in the Medicare market, the Medicare supplement market. Again, that can be a great source of prospects, whether it's SPL, annuities, et cetera. And many of you might be doing that already. I would encourage you to, again, get SPL into your portfolio because it can make a lot of sense and it can address a lot of common issues that clients have. Life insurance clients. You've got a ton of people out there who have old life insurance policies that are in danger of imploding. You go back and look at policies that were sold in the 80s, 90s at maybe too high of an interest rate or designed with a vanishing premium that's not quite vanishing. Single premium life insurance presents a really good solution where you can give them a guaranteed contract that they cannot outlive that will give them a guaranteed rate of return, guaranteed death benefit, and again, a guaranteed chronic illness benefit. So it can be a very good tool for that, or partial 1035s as well. If you have a good performing policy, but you're just concerned about the death benefit, well, why not create a reduced paid up death benefit and then transfer the balance of the funds into a policy that has LTC or chronic illness benefits? That can make a lot of sense as well. If we go back, 15 years ago, you probably had 12 to 15 insurance companies that specifically offered traditional LTC. As we've all seen over the last 10, 15 years, that market has dramatically dried up. There's only a handful of carriers that do that. And you still run into the issue of, well, what if I don't need long-term care? I think people, generally speaking, are concerned about long-term care, but I don't want to pay all those premiums into a contract and then not use it. Single premium life does a very effective job of addressing that because, as I mentioned earlier, no matter which way you slice it, it's going to pay out. Either you get all your money back or you do have an LTC event, and so you accelerate those benefits to cover that cost, or you don't have an LTC event and you just pass away. The death benefit is going to pay out. And again, in all those scenarios, it's going to be income tax free outside of if you do surrender the contract, you've got some gains in there, then you're paying tax on the difference in the cost basis. But again, no matter which way you slice it, it's going to pay out a benefit. And I think that's a comforting thing for a lot of people because they know that that money is going to go to good use. They're going to get some type of benefit out of it. So when we talk about how to sell single premium life, this is an area where I would tell you reach out to your life sales director. They work a lot of cases, they talk to a lot of advisors, they go through a lot of scenarios, but it really is a very unique Swiss Army tool, Swiss Army knife. And between the return of premium, bonus options, competitive caps, guaranteed interest rates, living benefits like long-term care and chronic illness, it can be a great fit for a lot of the population. And so if you haven't worked in this market before, you've kind of dabbled in it, reach out, give us a call, talk to a sales director. They can work with you on how to frame the conversation, how to position it, all the tools that you need in order to have success with single premium life. In fact, to that end, I would encourage you to request our single premium life sales guide. We go through how to prospect, how to position SPL. We've also put together an LTC awareness marketing guide, and a lot of what we have in there is oriented around single premium life insurance and how to position it. So I hope you see from this presentation how we feel, which is single premium life is a huge opportunity in the marketplace. It's really untapped. And again, there is a $68 trillion opportunity out there of funds that are going to be transferring. And so the ability to go in there and show somebody, hey, the money is going to transfer. Let me show you the most efficient way to transfer that from a tax standpoint, and also make sure we cover those what if scenarios of maybe you need the funds or maybe you have an LTC event. This can address all of those. So I appreciate you taking the time and watching this video. We look forward to speaking with you. And again, single premium life is a huge opportunity, and we're here to help support you and help you with that. Thank you.